Four G's, four G's, four G's, let's go. Four G's, four G's, four G's. Look, full syndication, full elevation, all generations we already made. Got shot, died, Malcolm, Chris the King, plus the Doc. You know that's like four G's. Sports mind, real world, real problems, real news, real sports. We gon' let you know right here on four G's, four G's.
Welcome to another episode of 4G Sports. First of all, hit the subscribe button and the like button so you know every time we come on. Now, on today's show, it is called the Coaches Roundtable Volume 1. All right? Everyone except for me, let's put that out there, except for me, are coaches. So I'm going to sit back and learn just like everybody else. All right? So thank you for viewing and subscribing. Let's get to the show. As you know, I'm the OG.
I'm King. Got the dot.
Coach Banfield.
Hey, I'm AKA Mr. Drako.
AKA El Chapo.
Yeah.
All right, let's get right into these questions. How does Little League football help and hurt kids?
Ooh-wee. I'm going to start with the help. It helps them get ready for contact, team continuity, how to learn how to tackle, run plays, work as a team. Where does it hurt? At times, some coaches put kids in bad positions. That's probably my perspective on it.
Yeah, I mean,
Banfield.
I think that I'm gonna go with it. It helps greatly as far as developing a mindset of hard work ethic, and also too, you know, these kids are learning at a young age to take direction from someone else other than mom or dad or family, which is important, you know.
Okay.
yeah, I've always felt like where it helps is that understanding of what a team concept is. Obviously, you want them to know it's not always all about them. They understand team fundamentals is probably one of the biggest things. You learn the fundamentals early of the sport, no matter what it is, really. Like King said, tackling, good form tackling, breaking down, all of those things got to become habit before you get on to that next level. And where it could hurt, I think it depends on how hard, from my perspective, how hard, not really how hard the coach is pushing them, but maybe the parents have their own ideas on the way things should look. And that could hurt a kid depending on how the parents are handling that with the coaches and with the kid.
Well, I think it helps with kids just so they can learn the rules of the game. That's a big part of it, because you have guys that are in high school and in the league that really don't even know a lot of rules of the game. Another way that helps is so a kid can figure out if it's a sport that they may want to play. They may not want to be in a contact sport like that. Like, there's a lot of kids that play ball, man, and they get hit one time and they just want to go play basketball. So that's what I think it helps. But I think where it hurts is you have a lot of head coaches that have their kids on the team, and for some reason the head coach's son is always the quarterback or the running back. And in actuality, they shouldn't even be playing that position. Another one that it hurts is when you have one or two athletes on the team, they're the only ones who's getting the ball. So you burn a kid out too early. You burn a kid out too early, and the coaches aren't really in the fundamentals of the game, work, all that type of stuff. So they just going out there really. It end up being for the coaches and not the kids. They just want to win games.
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I add to that negative part?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I know, like, one thing I noticed too is I think at such a young age that kids want to specialize in one position. like kind of playing off what you said. And they might very well be a better wide receiver, but they go all through high school thinking that they're, a quarterback. But yeah, they might be decent, but if they played another position, and that kind of plays into like you were saying about, the parents, because it also, I think what it causes too is, as a high school coach, I hear it all the time. I'm gonna talk about Drako for a second, in the sense of, well, my club coach said this, and it's like, oh, hey, so same thing with football. You hear a lot of the football players say, "Oh, that coach will know what he's doing because my Pop Warner coach said this, that, the other." So I think that's where the parents come in, though. You mentioned it.
That's some great information. All right, what kind of impact does giving a high school athlete celebrity attention have on their mindset?
I think that depends on the kid. And the reason I say that is, we're in an age now where, because of social media, a lot of these kids are getting some of that, say, celebrity status, that notoriety early that maybe they don't even deserve, but it's out there. You're able to record, post. One that comes to mind that I think you can all agree handled it as well as anybody could have ever asked for was LeBron James. He really set the tone for having that level of celebrity. I mean, we heard of Kobe coming out of high school. He didn't have that level of celebrity coming in, and he handled it because that was in his character to handle it. I mean, some people are built for that, some people aren't, and that kind of status can hurt you. I'm interested to see what happens to LaMelo Ball, given all the celebrity that the Ball family has.
Man, I think it's great, man. I think once you got celebrity status, what comes with celebrity status comes with money, man. Hey, if you got celebrity status, hey, in high school, man, it don't even matter. It don't matter if you never touch the field or the court ever again. Somebody is still gonna take a chance on you to go get some money, especially for basketball. Like basketball, if you known in the 7th grade, you damn near guaranteed to get drafted. And by the time you're a senior or whatever the case is, I think celebrity status, man, is basically what social media is. Social media, when it comes to kids, training with certain people that have celebrity status. Like a kid may not even be that good of an athlete, but someone like a LeBron can say, "Hey, this kid here is good." Next thing you know, in one day he got 500,000 more followers, and now coaches are watching him. So I think it's good, man. Anything that's gonna get you some money, man. Hey, I like it.
El Chapo.
Yeah.
I think it's a good and bad thing, to be honest with you. I think the good part, like Coach Drako said, if it's gonna get you paid, it's gonna get you paid. The bad thing is some kids can't live up to the hype. If you can't live up to the hype, that's gonna be the downfall for a lot of kids. But as long as they stay humble for the most part, and it all starts at home. If the parents keep them at a level head and let those guys know that you're still a student athlete, student first, emphasis on student. You got to keep that level head, man. And like I said, with social media out there, and it's kind of hard not to be a celebrity when they put you in the newspapers, Facebook, Twitter, all those other social media outlets. I guess it would be hard not to get kind of big-headed in a sense, but it's going to start at home to get those guys and keep those guys level-headed.
Well, I mean, I see the positive, like he said. It's gonna get you money. It's gonna get you money, get you notoriety, right? I mean, to me, that's a given. But I think I'm so protective over these youth mindset. It's all they got to deal with now because of social media. In the sense of like, once you get out of high school, you go into the real world. Nobody gives a dang about you. They don't care about what you did in high school. They don't care about your track records, your football records, what position you played. They don't care unless you made it to college on that level. So there's some that get the true celebrity status that can possibly live up to it. But a lot. I mean, so many kids are getting the hype now, and I think that they only identify as an athlete because that's what the hype that they get more than anything else. So I know, like, for a coach like myself, I protect my athletes. I prefer not, until senior year. If a new kid contact, they want to contact to talk to them and things like that, then yeah. But you see freshmen, sophomore, junior, 8th grade year and all that stuff, I kind of tell the parents I don't want that for them. Like, let's learn how to work hard, learn who you are first, develop your own sense of self-worth about what you want for yourself, not based on others. Because also what happens is these kids develop that mentality of, well, I got to please these people, or I got to please this person, or I got to do it for the likes, So I'd rather you just have it, understand and have the desire just to keep do what's best for yourself, But on the flip side, though, once you get it, it's definitely gonna help you. But just know you got more pressure. You don't have that backing behind you to hold you up to, or in a different way, hold you down. Not let the head swell up a bit. It can definitely do something great.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. And that's some great wisdom. Hope you guys are listening and taking notes. All right. Do you agree? What you put out in practice is what you're going to put out in the game.
Yes and no. Yes, for the simple fact that it depends on the person. If some people aren't practice players, and those that aren't practice players, they turn it on in the game. Prime example, Dennis Rodman. Let him go on vacation for a week. They let him go to Vegas, get drunk, pop pills, do all kinds of good. Hey, and he came back and helped the team.
Right.
Another one, for example, Allen Iverson.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what he known for? Practice.
We talk about practice, man.
And he crossing somebody over and then stepping over him. You know what I'm saying? But everybody can't turn it on and off like that. When it comes to high school athletes, I believe if they never had good practice habits, it's that coach's fault that didn't put that kid to have good practice habits. Because if you don't practice, you shouldn't play. And there's been a lot of situations where kids don't practice all week and still playing the game. So it really just depends on the person.
All right, before we continue on this question, when you said get your, getting the kids into that practice purpose, at what age should that take place?
Man, Little League. If you late to practice in Little League, you should have to run. I don't give a damn if your mom had you late, if your dad had you late, you was late. So you got to run. You know what I'm saying? All the way to high school. Hey, it's discipline, man, because once you get to college, hey, ain't no mom, ain't no daddy, ain't none of that. It's either you do what the coach tell you to do, or you can get that bus home.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to clarify that, but continue.
Yeah, I agree with Coach Drako. Some guys are not practice players; they're gamers. But also depends on what level we're talking about. Also, if we're talking like club basketball or pop football, stuff like that, yeah, you got to come to practice. And yes, like Coach Drako said, it's the coach's responsibility to get these guys great practice habits. If you don't have great practice habits as a minor in the smaller leagues, when it gets to high school, it's gonna show. Me and Coach had a conversation the other day. As guys are out there being really, really tired, there's some lack of practice. The ones that actually been putting the work in since COVID-19, you can all tell. And you can see some of the guys that are out there on the field, they had the physiques of guys who've been in the gym, guys who've been in conditioning, guys who've been doing the work outside of work. So I would say, depending on the level of what we're talking about, as in like Little League and Pop Warner, yeah, you got to put the work in, man. You have to. Yeah, if you're late to practice, you can run suicide. That's gonna happen. Period. It's not my fault. Your mama's tire was flat. It is what it is. You could have made a phone call to me or have me come pick you up. Period. That's what it is.
Yeah. I think that. See, well, for me, I don't punish the kids with running because that's what I want them to do. But they'll get both. I punish them with push-ups. I tell them flat out, we about to get buff off push-ups. That's my thing. But I think I have an award that I used to give out, but now because times are sensitive and you can't say certain things, kids. But I actually had an MVP award, most valuable practitioner, because there are kids out there. Like if I set a time to run, they would train at, let's say, a 49-second pace in practice. Now I just need you to go to the meet and run it one time, and they go to the meet and fall apart because of the pressure, right? But they love the practice. But then you have the other kids who bust their tails in practice, and they go to the meet, but that's all they got is what they have in practice. They're still giving it their all. But then you have the kids that bust their tail in practice but still win. And then you have the kids that kind of try in practice and then win. So for my position, it's not as easy because track is a different world than football and basketball, more of a controlled, play area. So I have to, for me, it's literally a matter of balancing about 120 athletes that's on our team, 120 different personalities, and trying to cater to all them and understand. Like I'm like a psychologist, man. Like we all are. Don't get it twisted. But before practice, we have 30 minutes, and each kid is coming up to me with the problem with the note, So I spend the first 10, 15 minutes just talking to these kids. Well, why were you late? This and that, and they have a note for class, but then some of them don't, and then some are doing push-ups, and some's not. Why are they doing push-ups? But I'm not doing push-ups. Or why I got to do push-ups? But they're not doing push-ups. But I think that the mentality at the end of the day, for me, and again, I'm coming from track background, it's my job to cement the things that other sports have instilled into them and show them, like, look, if you late at practice in football, what happens? So what makes you think it's okay to be late out here? And for me, I have the blessing of being able to put it more on them only because track is not a team sport at all. We might have the same, OG Sports uniform on, but there's only one finish line, one first place to the finish line, right? We'll represent the team. So I think for me, like, I look at it as how you practice, how you perform. It depends on the athlete at the end of the day, and yeah, you're absolutely right. It depends on the coaches. And I can always tell, this is why I love club sports and Pop Warner and things like that. You can always tell when a coach is on point. Because the moment I hear a young man, the first time I meet a young man, if he says, yes, sir, oh, I already know. And that kid, they end up being one of the best kids out there. You got a strict youth coach that's not just yelling in your face, but they're also providing guidance of like, look, I know I came down on you, but you get on the real road, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's an amazing thing. It feels great when you see that.
Yeah, that's a great response. Low key, this question was kind of I like the variety in this panel. And why I say that is what Coach Drako and King touched on is absolutely true because Dennis Rodman, he was a gamer, right? Coach, coaching with King, I always approached it as it was our responsibility to get them ready to go to Drako, Banfield on that high school level because we're in that intermediate junior high level. And we did always push, what you put out in practice is what will put you in the game. Not even just what you will put out in the game. What you put out in practice will get you put in game time. Game time situations. Show us how you approach practice. That will mean we have a certain level of trust in you to perform when it comes game time and understanding what the team needs and what we as coaches are looking for. Because how you practice, particularly at that level, is likely going to be how you play. Now, I understand that there's some outliers that they're just gamers, and just what it is. But for the most part, it's on us, meaning me, team, to get them young athletes ready for that next high school level and what they're going to do with. Because in high school, if you don't put out practice, you're probably riding fine.
I think when we say, also another element that should be put into it is when you say to kids, at least when I look at it is when I say to kids, how you practice is going to be how you perform. Like for me, practice is not just go, 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 go. When you're out there running, I want you to take every third step. You breathe in every third step, breathe out. If you're an 800 runner, you got to be in tune with that.
Yep.
If you're playing basketball, pay attention to areas of the court to understand your position and why you've got to be there.
Right.
So, but a lot of times with kids, like I think I make it a point to really say that. I'm big on these kids' mindset. I know we all are, but they get annoyed with me because they call me the Black Gandhi last year. I was like, I don't know how to take that. Like, you call me ugly or fine? Which one? No disrespect to Gandhi, but it's the mindset is so powerful, and I try to push it on these kids, but yeah.
But that's what practice is for. So they're not having to think about that in a game because it's natural.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. So, in youth sports, should all kids play sports? Should play.
So you mean if? Let me ask before I respond. Let me ask this question. Do you mean should all kids play sports, or should all kids that are playing a sport get playing time?
All kids play sports.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Not necessarily. I don't think all kids are built or have a desire. Let me put it that way, because I don't think any kid that even has a desire, like you don't want to put a kid out there that doesn't want to play football to play football, because they're going to get blasted and it's going to be a problem. You have to have a certain level of want, I think. But I will say this. If you have a kid in sport, I don't think they have to play. I mean, but I'm kind of a living, breathing example of that, because I had a son sit out a whole year because he needed to be, putting in the work and getting ready, and I didn't want to complain to any coaches about fair playing time. I felt like he had to go out there and earn it with the coach, not me earn it with the coach. Before I got into coaching.
Okay.
So the question is, should all kids play a sport, or all? What was the question again?
Should all kids play sports?
No, I disagree. Prime example: my oldest son ran track, played basketball. He chose marching band and played the drums instead. He found what his niche was. So, not saying that he didn't want to play sports, it's just that marching band took up a lot of his time. Now, in the essence of should all kids play while they're playing the sport, as in playing time, depending on the level of competition that we're talking about. If we're talking recreation, I would say yes, they should all play so they can learn how to play. If we're talking AAU or something like in that aspect, I would say probably not, because the better man will always be on the court all the time. Not that you won't get no playing time during blowouts or certain situations, but time is earned. Time will always be earned, and depending on what level we're talking about.
Banfield.
I mean, I had the same response as Coach Gossett. All kids should. At the end of the day, sport is what you do, right? So, like, my son is turning out. My son's probably gonna be a freaking engineer. The stuff, the way his mind works, I don't get it. Really athletic, but as far as like being on the team, I agree with what he said. It depends on the level. If you're doing it for sport, recreation, or if you're young, everybody gets playing time. But if you're on a competitive team, I mean, your team is placed top 5. You are not on the level to be on the starting squad. You might not play. So I mean, I don't know. Unfortunately, we're in a day and age where everybody gets participation driven. So I don't know.
He said, I don't know.
Recognition to me is like, it's such a loaded one. Yeah.
When it comes to sports, I don't think every kid should play sports. Every kid is not built for sports. That's just like saying every kid should be an engineer. Every kid should be a firefighter or something like that. I think it has to be in you, man, because if it's not in you, sports is not the only way, quote unquote, out the hood. You know what I'm saying? Sports is not the only way out. It's not the only way to make some money. But everybody looks at it like it's the easiest way. But in actuality, it's the hardest way. Because everybody can't get a scholarship. Everybody can't get a full ride. Everybody can't go to play professional football, basketball, baseball, track. It's hard. When it comes to should a kid play if he's on a team, and literally, yes. I think every kid should play. I think at least he should at least 10 plays a game. At least 10 plays. I don't care if it's just special teams like kickoff return, punt return. He should get at least 10 plays just for him to see if it's something he really wants to participate in. So I think if he's on a team, especially if they pay money, hey, and let him do something. If he's showing up to practice and he's getting reps in practice, he should get reps in a game.
All right. Now this is kind of a funny and loaded question, but here we go. Are daddy coaches good or bad for sports?
I'm gonna tell you like this. It depends on the dad, man. It depends on the dad. And this is why. If you have a dad that after high school he didn't play at the college of his choice, he didn't make it to the league, he didn't make no money, he didn't play any type of professional sport afterwards, that is the worst damn daddy coach ever, man. Because he's gonna have the excuse why he didn't get to college. He's gonna have the excuse why he didn't make it to the league in whatever sport that he was in. And this is the thing. His son can be a senior in high school playing basketball, and he's only 5'8", and he gonna think his son is the best basketball player in the state. So I think it depends on the coach. Now I'm gonna tell you, the years that I coached Little League, I coached for the Glendale Bulldogs. Shout out to Ronnie for the Glendale Bulldogs. His son played, and I'm gonna tell you, he did not coach his son. His son played DB. So if we pulled his son out the game, you'd be the first one to say, "Hey, pull his ass out." He's like, "Hey, pull him out." He wasn't tripping like that. But you have some coaches that try to leave their kid in the entire time, and then don't let the dad be a head coach, because that kid is playing quarterback and cannot even throw the ball. He's playing quarterback. He's throwing ducks. And the ball just sailing in the air, throwing 3-4 picks a game, and but then even the dad would say the receiver caught that ball. Serious, man. And I'm about to tell you, like at the high school that I coach at Millennium High School. Shout out to Coach Early. His son Jalen is going off to President's League next week. He would be the first to say, "Hey, Jalen tripping in practice." He'll tell Jalen, hey, get your ass off the field. Hey, you tripping in practice? Hey, get off the field. Get off the field. So it depends on the dad, man. Like if the dad, is living through his kid, then it's downhill, man. It's downhill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to kind of compound on that. You're right. It does really depend on the dad. If you have a dad that's got some self-awareness and realistic expectations, I think it can work. But you can't be in a situation where whether your son or daughter or whomever is the star or not, you're making them it. It's not going to work that way. You have to be able to be fair about every aspect of position, playing time. They're earning those pieces of time. It's hard to. I just really agree with what Drako said. It can hurt, or it can be great, depending on their level of self-awareness. That's how I interpret that.
All right, Coach Banfield.
I think he hit the nail on the head, Drako. He said it all. Me personally, I don't want to coach my kids. I coach all the time. I'm tired. I don't want to coach. I want to go to the game. I want to watch the game. I want to play. I want to coach.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You say you want to coach. You just want to watch your kid, right? So let's say your kid is in a program, and you see that he's not getting a proper coaching. You see, let's say it's track, and he wants your son to run with his arms out to the side.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that then?
I respectfully speak to the coach. What my son played baseball. Granted, he was only 6'7", and the guy was telling him to swing all wrong, and I'm like, first of all, you can't expect a little 6-year-old kid to step out and swing his hips. He doesn't know what that means. So he's doing like a hula hoop thing, trying to swing the bat with the ball, right? I just walk up and I respectfully I spoke to him and I said, do you mind if I just kind of step in a little bit and give my 2 cents? And that's literally how I approach it. And I've done that for athletes that aren't my kids, that I'll go watch them do something, and I'll go up to the coach and how I'll approach it. Like if I'm there for a game or if I'm there for a meet and I hear them yelling, one of the biggest things you hear in track is lift your knees, lift your knees, lift your knees, lift your knees, right? That's one of the worst pieces of advice that you can give, in my opinion, because you got to throw your quads forward. You're trying to go forward, not up, right? So I'll walk up to the coach and then I'll ask, like, hey, I just heard you say, lift the knees. Is there a better way that we can put that? Well, now they're in turn going to turn to me and ask me, well, why would I say anything different? And it opens up that dialogue. And then I'll start showing them, like, look, if you watch out when you run, your quad is thrown forward. You're not lifting your knees up. When you tell a kid to lift his knees, you essentially tell him to do a high jump. You lift your knee to jump. We don't want them to jump. We want them to move forward. So throw your quad forward and snap down, forward and down, pick the feet up off the ground fast. And then you see how y'all started listening to what I was saying? That's what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it like I'm know-it-all, but I don't look, man. Like we all want the best for the kids, period. And there's some coaches out there that take it so personal if somebody else gives input. We all trying to make it for our kids, and I'm not gonna get no benefit if I tell you something that's gonna make your kid become better. If my athlete, see, Janai Jasper, Gossett, you know her very well. Coach AJ and I are friends in North Canyon. Coach AJ will tell me what he saw that Janai should work on. Okay. I mean, clearly, he's not going to benefit from anything that she does. He doesn't have to do that. So if I'm respectfully coming to you and, sometimes these coaches will give attitude, I mean, I just shrug my shoulder and say, all right, my bad, overstep boundaries and I walk away. But to answer your question, I would have no problem talking to them. And now if the coach, depending on how the coach responded to me, if the coach responds and they just straight jerk, I'm trying not to cuss here.
Go ahead.
That's a red flag for me because I don't want that type of nature around my kids. I don't. Like, I want, what are you going to teach my kid if you can't have an adult conversation with me about my own child? That to me right there, as a coach, I consider us we're head coaches, COAX. We coax these kids along. Once they graduate high school, that's it. Once they move on from we still here doing this while they move on to their own thing. So I'm coaxing these kids along with all you other coaches trying to make it happen. So when I think, kind of playing back to the dads coaching, a lot of these dads, even moms though. Hold on, let's not pick on dads. Let's talk about. I think the moms out there are brutal, bro. Like, and I'm like, look, this is high school. Once they graduate, what you gonna do now? Yell at an empty field? Like, are you gonna come back and give that same passion and energy when they leave?
I know why. I know why they think they kids should play. Because they come to practice in them little booty shorts, man. They think, hey, I'm doing that. I'm going down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Jeez.
Hey, you know, me that's why I'm not a head coach, because if I see booty shorts, your kid gonna get 2 or 3 plays that he shouldn't get, man.
no. Oh no. Oh man. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done. Once again, Coach Drako takes over. Oh my God. Oh,
Legit.
God.
That was
So-
good.
So I'll say this, OG. For me being a daddy coach, what I did was I had to check myself for the most part.
Yeah.
But I held my son at a higher standard. So if some kids did 5 homicides, Jeremiah had to do 6 to 7 homicides because he's my child, because he knows the expectations of it. So when I first started coaching Jeremiah, he wasn't a starter. He didn't earn the starting spot. He had to earn that spot. And he was told that in the beginning that your time on the floor will be earned and it's not going to be given to you because I'm your dad. Period. But what he did was he put in the work in practice. He earned his spot and he became a starter moving forward. Now, it can be good and bad because a lot of parents don't understand that, you know, as a kid of a coach, that they got to be at practice early. They got to leave practice late. They get home later to do homework. They got to help you clean the gym. They do all the things that we're doing because they're with us for the most part. So they got to put in a little bit of extra work at practice and after practice. So it can be good and bad as long as the coach keeps it even keel and even field. You can't, like Coach Drako said, you don't have some kids out there that are coached by their dads, can't make a free throw, can't dribble with their left hand, can't make a left hand layup. And Coach, God, you seen this? There's kids out there that can't do the simple things, but have played club basketball or club whatever. And then I'll get them, and I'll say, I don't know if you played club anything. I can't tell because you dribbling with the wrong foot. Trying to make a left hand layup that you're at the bottom of the rim on. So what did you play for? So for me, when I coach my son Jeremiah, his standards are really, really high, and I hold him at a higher standard. Don't come in second or third place in a sprint, or you got to do it again. That's mandatory. He knows this because it was embedded in him in his skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hey, can I just to touch on that a little bit, because you know, coaching with King, and we all know Jeremiah's got one of the best work ethics you could ask for out of a kid. But there were even times where Coach would you know, you remember that scene in Remember the Titans with Coach Henry Boone said, "You got him." You know, sometimes Chris knew when he had to pull back as the dad coach and give me that, you got him, and one of us assistant coaches would jump in if need be. I mean, as it relates to, you know, Jeremiah, that was close to never, but you know, just knowing when you can separate yourself is key.
And it's tough. That's a tough job. It's not easy to separate coach from dad because even after practice, you'll get in the car, you want to talk about practice, but I made it in my own mindset. I didn't talk about practice in the car. We talk about how
I think another part that you touched on, all the extra things that kids need that they have to deal with, daddy coaches and the kids of these coaches. Another element is well, people don't realize that some kids take it so hard that their dad is sharing their time with other kids. A lot of kids have an issue with that, and it's the coach's job, the daddy's job, to know and recognize when that's happening, because the kid don't want to let daddy down, so they're not going to say nothing. But you got to pay attention to certain things. Like it might be something as simple like, what's wrong with you? You're not working as hard as I need you to work. Or they might simply be walking with their head down. You know, you got to understand, like, what's on their mind, you know? So that's another element that I think that's important for you daddy coaches that people don't understand. Like it's I can imagine. I just know me being a head coach in Hightower, and it used to be a club. I gave up club because too much time away from home. And during track season, them 12 weeks when we're in full season, my son doesn't see me as much. You know, you for football, you coach high school football, right, Coach? At Millennium, you know, during football season, we don't have much time. It's just go, 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 go. You know, and they don't see that part. But we get praised all the time for being great coaches, and sometimes I'm like, I want the praise for trying to balance this stuff out. Because it's tough.
Hey, I can't imagine. Like I said, I'm not a coach, never coached, but my hat's off to all you gentlemen. Always remember that. Banfield, let's go back to this participation trophy. Is it good for sports?
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. Like, oh man, like if it's little kid stuff, we put my son in the soccer league and they didn't even keep score. And then when it was over, all the kids got trophies. That was not ribbons saying thank you for your participation. Trophies that said you're number one. What do I do with my 5-year-old at that point? Do I snatch a trophy and tell him you got to earn these? He doesn't understand that. You know, so what? You're telling me I'm the number one dad? Like, no, son, that's not what I'm saying. But still, at the age of 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, the words explaining the work ethic to earning that trophy doesn't click yet, right? So I think those ages it's okay. You know, but once you get on to like older stuff, more competitive sports, you got to earn your spot. You got to earn your trophy. You got to earn your ribbon. You got to earn whatever. And if you earn a 6th place, whatever color, yellow ribbon or whatever, you put that on your wall with pride. You know, because you earned it. You know, but I think it's I don't think it's good for sports for those that understand what it's like. Once they get to a certain age and start understanding things, I don't think it's good at all. I think we can give them a certificate saying thank you for being on the team, but you know, trophy, nah. You know.
Well, I got to shout out before y'all.
I think y'all can relate to that. When we were younger, we had to earn our trophy.
We had to earn everything. I got to shout out to Don because you know he still has the classic line. I showed up. Did not show out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, King, go ahead.
I think they're bad for sports, depending on the level. I ain't never seen a 4th place in the Olympics. I ain't never seen no one give praise to the NCAA 2nd place championship. Never. Like I said, depending on the level. If you're talking about kids, they're not going to score. The referee's a volunteer parent that's out there just to do their time. I would say give trophies that just says thank you on there. But as in you're number one and you went 0-7 and my team went 7-0, you shouldn't have the same trophy as I got. There's no way. That is absolutely unacceptable. It's not teaching the kids anything. All 1st, 2nd, 3rd place trophies must be earned. But who cares about 3rd place too? 1st and 2nd, period. In our league, it was all about winning championships, and that's what we did. We wouldn't. If I got a 2nd place ribbon or a medal, I didn't want to pass them out at first. That's how I felt because I knew we were the better team in the league. I passed them out because I was obligated to, but I didn't feel right doing it. But I think all trophies should be earned for the most part. Like I said, depending on the level of competition that we're talking about.
Fasten your seatbelt. Here we go.
Oh boy!
Here we go.
I look at it like
it's over. He set up. It's over.
If a kid know how to play Fortnite, he shouldn't get no damn participation trophy. If a kid is all on YouTube knowing how to do TikTok dances and all that kind of stuff, man, he shouldn't get no participation trophy, man. Hey, I'm finna tell you the worst thing. Honestly, I believe Little League coaches participation awards either. Cause check this out. If you go to ask any Little League coach, if I had $1 every time one of those coaches said, yeah, we won state 3 years in a row. Yeah, we won national championship 2 years in a row. there are 1 million state champions in Little League every year. Every year. Everybody wins a national championship. You know what? I had to ask the coach one time, man, how in the hell you win a national championship? My partner won a national championship, and his cousin won a national championship. How the hell is that possible? That's just impossible to me, man. So at the end of the day, these coaches enjoy those participation trophies more than the kids do. You know, like my son is 3. My son is 3. So at the end of the week, if he did everything he was supposed to do all week, told me what he learned every day in daycare all week, on Friday he gets a toy. If he misbehaved one time with his mom, you don't now you don't get a $50 toy, you get a $10 toy. No, you don't get nothing. You don't get nothing. So that's the same thing. Now when you giving kids participation trophies, now they're expecting something like, damn, we came in 100th place and we getting a trophy. Come on, man. Unless that trophy, hey, check this out. Unless that trophy gonna say we came in 100th place, I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with it. Right?
It's just gonna say that. But don't just give them no trophy just to be, hey, good job. No, you went 0-10. You don't deserve shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve nothing. But check this out. But look, you can't blame the kids though. You can't blame the kids. If a team goes 0-10, part of that is coaching also. Part of that is coaching also. But the coaches aren't walking around, you know what I'm saying, with that 100. Man, nah, man, they shouldn't get nothing, man. What they should do is get a trophy that said, should do better next year. That's what the trophy should say.
I told you to buckle up. I told you to buckle up. I told you.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you follow that?
Look here, man. I'll follow it like this. Like Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first, you're last.
You know there you go.
So I've never really been a fan of it, of participation trophies, and maybe that's all of us showing our generation and our age a little bit. But I haven't really ever been excited about it, and part of me has wanted to snatch one away from one of my boys when it's just, you know, you're getting this award for, you know, showing up. Losing. I don't like it.
For losing. Yeah. Wow. All right. I told you it was coming. I knew Drako was not going to disappoint on that question. You know what? We need to stop it right there. We got a lot of great information. Let's slow down for a minute. Let's take a break. That's part 1. We're going to have part 2 for next week. So, part 1, be ready. This Monday night. Part 2, next Monday night. Okay? So the whole crew will be there. Coach Banfield, Coach Drako, of course, the Doc, and the King, and myself. So until then, see you.